Universities all around the world are struggling to deal with the pandemic. And every single building here at Stephen F. Austin University typically sees a lot of students here, walking around, in class, everything. But as of lately, this semester, each classroom has the lights off. No one to be seen, no one to be found.
How has it been taking hybrid classes, online classes, and basically being remote?
Well, honestly, it's been pretty difficult. I personally suffer from ADHD, so it's really complicated for me to, have all my classes and just understand them all, especially when some professors don't post everything, not even on the syllabus, like not the dates. So it's really complicated for me to, get all my tasks done. I've had multiple zeros, so I'm struggling for sure.
So, since you're a struggling college student, do you think the teachers are struggling at all to keep up with the class changes?
Oh, definitely. Well, my mom's a teacher. She's a second grade teacher, but she's still a teacher. And she definitely struggles, especially with the parents, and she's a second grade teacher. But it's all hard. They all have to go on, trainings and all that stuff. So it's definitely hard for them as well, I suppose. And they, don't understand technology as well. I don't either. I'm not very good at technology, but they struggle as well, so.
Okay.
What about professors? Have they been able to keep up with the transition to online school? Well, that's what we're here to figure out. We were able to interview a couple professors and see their thoughts on the matter.
I guess.
Yeah. So has teaching this semester been harder? Would you say? Has it been hard
Yes.
adjusting? And like, why? Well, why has it been harder for?
It's
For you?
definitely it's harder than usual for I think the same reason it's been harder for students. It's just I think when you're not always in person, you're whenever I'm teaching to a live stream class, even though I personally teach in the classroom still, just because I do have those few students that like to show up in person.
Mm.
Um, it, I don't know what it is about our brains, but if I'm teaching to a computer screen, it's a lot different than teaching to a mostly full classroom.
Yeah.
And it just puts my brain in a different place, and things get scattered. And I think I've mostly adjusted to it at this point. And I think hopefully most of the students have adjusted to it at this point. But it is kind of a challenge to keep everything together in that headspace. But
It does not matter if you're a student or a professor at school. It's hard to adjust to such a drastic change, especially professors who have been doing this for years and then suddenly are forced to change. And Stepneski is not the only one who's struggling with the changes of the pandemic. Because I was also able to interview Stephanie Turkowski, who was also a professor here at Stephen F. Austin University. But unfortunately, the audio was lost. But I was able to ask her what the hardest part of the semester was. She proceeded to say it was keeping the class updated on due dates and keeping them updated on the general condition of the class. She really emphasized communication between students and professor. And just like Joseph, she was really struggling to find a real connection with her students because most of them only do Zoom class and never really get to see their professor. She also mentioned that she was not the only one going through this. She mentioned that all of her colleagues have been going through the same kind of problems, and all of them are having a hard time. It does not matter if you're a professor or a student. The pandemic is and will continue to be hard on everyone. We will all be able to get through this, and we will all come out of this stronger.